This is how much money I made in my first month as a TikTok creator. How much your favorite influencers are getting paid on TikTok. Today we have Katie Fang. She has 4.7 million followers and averages about like 1 to 2 million views on each video. So here's a quick example. So this video only got about like 60,000 views, but they only counted 36 of them. And my RPM was $1.14, so that means every 1,000 views I got $1.14. Thus, the 36.1 times 1.14 is $41.18. So for those of you that don't know, the TikTok Creative Beta program pays for each video that's a minute or longer, and there's a few rules that go with it. So each viewer that counts has to watch the video for at least 5 seconds. And it won't count if they rewatch it as another view. So one person is one view. And this one got about like 300,000 views. They only counted some of them, so it made $215. And that RPM was about $1.10. So now imagine being an influencer like Katie and averaging these views. So let me do some math and I'll be back. So in 1 week, she posted 9 videos and averaged 1.9 million on each. So when you add 1.9 by 9, you'll get 17 million divided by 1,000. Times by 1.10 for the RPM. So she made $18,810 in 1 week. Keep in mind, that's just 1 week of videos. So imagine a year. And this does not include brand deals and other forms of income. This is just purely from TikTok.
Guys, I want you to understand that this is just strictly estimation. It does not necessarily have to be her exact numbers. So whenever we talk about this, we're also going to compare Black content creators and also white content creators. Thus, in doing this, we get the whole full perspective on how much we earn according to our races. And yes, according to our races, because that's the system that currently operates, yes, it pays us according to our gender and race. So let us just watch the whole side of the white content creators on TikTok. Strictly TikTok, as she said.
How much money Issa made on her apology video and the video before alone. So for those of you that don't know, this is Issa, and she said the N-word, got canceled, lost about 300,000 followers, and made a ton of money on her apology video. So the video before she got canceled, the last one she posted, got 31.3 million views, the very far one on the left, and then her apology video got 21.5 million. So let's see how much she made. For those of you that don't know, the beta program on TikTok pays you every 1,000 views. It's usually about $1.10 per 1,000 views, but there's a bunch of rules that go with it. But if you want to know more about the beta program in detail, I talk more about it in my first video that's linked with this comment. So we'll do the one that got 31 million views and was a minute longer, so she got about $1.10 per 1,000 views. So 31 million divided by 1,000, 31,000, multiplied by 1.10, she got $34,000 on that one video. So now her apology video that got 21.5 million views, take 21.5 million divided by 1,000 and times it by 1.10 for the RPM, she made $23,000 on her apology video alone. So in total, just on those 2 videos, about $57,000. So she basically got paid to be canceled.
Mind you as well that us Africans do not have monetization on TikTok, so we do not get paid for our views regardless of how many times they get viral. We only get paid should you get sponsorship, and you have to make your content appealable to the people who are paying your content, basically paying you to be sponsored by them. So they won't pay you the way they pay these content creators. Does not mean that you as a person of color, you're going to earn the same, but it's also very interesting for us to know how much they get paid so that we can compare to Black content creators as well.
How much your favorite influencers are making on TikTok part 3. Today we have Alex Earl. So once again, the beta program in TikTok, if you meet all of the requirements, you get paid for each video that's over a minute long. There's a few more other requirements I can go into detail in another video, but basically you get paid every video that's a minute long, and you get paid per 1,000 views. Usually the RPM per 1,000 views is about $1.10, so let's see how much Alex Earl made in just 1 week. So Alex has 6.3 million followers, and she is very active, so she is making a lot on this account. So last week alone, she made over 21 videos, but only 15 of them were a minute or longer. And after adding them all up, they each averaged about 3.8 million views. So here's the math. 3.8 million times 15 is 57 million. Divided by 1,000 is 57,000. times 1.10 is $62,700. So in 1 week alone, last week, she made about $62,000 from TikTok's revenue alone.
Imagine what that kind of money would do for us Africans if we had to earn that kind of money. We will literally be millionaires. I guess this is one of the things that makes social media very racial profiling. Yes, they do. They know the type of people who view. They know the type of people that make their content. And also, I'm not going to talk about this currently, but it's really interesting for us to see how much they earn so that you can also compare your numbers. I'm not saying compare yourself and your skills, but just know that when you think you're earning better, just know that you could be earning better, basically.
How much your favorite influencers get paid, part 7, I think, but we had a lot of comments about doing Charli D'Amelio in her prime, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna say I was shocked. So we all know Charli, she has 151.8 million followers on TikTok, but we're gonna take it back to 2020 when it was her prime. And back then, TikTok only offered the creator fund and not the beta program, so the RPM payout was a little lower than what it is now. So instead of $1.10 per 1,000 views, it was around 80 cents per 1,000 views with her retention rate. So let's do some math. We're just gonna look at 1 week and what she made. She posted about 3 times a day, times 7 days a week, so we have 21 videos total. After averaging all of those videos, they each averaged 70 million views. So dividing that by 1,000 views, I had to turn my calculator over. It's just that big. So we have 1,470,000,000 views. Divided by 1,000, we have 1,470,000 times an RPM of just 80 cents. So she got paid just that week $1,029,000. $1 million in 1 week. It explains a lot, but still. How much your favorite influencers are getting paid on TikTok. Today we're gonna do Avery Woods first. So Avery Woods makes like mom type content. She's really cute and so are her kids. She has 2 million followers. And as you can see, she is very active on TikTok. So just in the past week, she has made over 18 videos. And once again, for the beta program, they have to be a minute or longer to qualify and get paid for. And for her, every single video was a minute at least. So she will be getting paid on each one. After doing all of the math, they average to about 1.2 million views each. So we can do some math. So 1.2 million views times 18 videos divided by 1,000 views and multiplied by 1.10 because the RPM for the beta program is $1.10 every 1,000 views, and that equals $23,760. So she made over $20,000 in the past week with the beta program on TikTok. That's actually insane. So imagine a year, and remember, this isn't including any brand deals or other sources of income. This is purely from TikTok. Probably why she just bought a brand new Range Rover. How much your favorite influencers are getting paid? Today we're going to do Michaela. Once again, quick example, you get paid every 1,000 views. This RPM was $1.10, so I got paid $1.10 every 1,000 views. So now if we look at a creator like Michaela, she has 15.3 million followers and is extremely active on this app. Because of that, I'm only going to do for the month of January so far. In just this month, she's made over 48 videos. And with the beta program, ones that qualify have to be a minute long, and all 48 of her videos were a minute long at least. So all of them likely qualified. So if we take 48 videos, after adding them up, they average about 4 million views. If we take 48 times 4 million, we get 192 million. Divided by 1,000 views, we get 192,000. We're going to times it by an RPM of 110. Once again, this can range, but with her engagement, it's likely higher, so we're just going to do 110 to estimate. So just this month of January so far, she has made $211,000 just from the beta program. Remember, that doesn't include any brand deals, any of her commissions, if she has an Amazon storefront, or any other forms of income, just TikTok itself.
I also know that some of you might say that, well, those are just big creators. Okay, fine, that's fair. Let's now go into micro, small content creators, although I won't be showing it like big creators, because most of them do not share as much as white people. White people are transparent when it comes to their finances. I guess it makes it less exploitable. Black people close and then they don't talk, and we don't get to find out just how much they are paid, because, well, we see that and be like, oh, well, that's a lot of money. It actually isn't.
This
is exactly how much I made in the month of June as a content creator on TikTok. I've always been super transparent about these numbers because I'm open about my salary and then how I budget that salary, so it's only fair to show you guys how much I make in my business as well. But if I'm being honest, I'm starting to get a little bit uncomfortable sharing these numbers with you guys because it is a significant amount of money in comparison to what I make in my day job. I really don't want it to come across as if I'm like bragging or anything like that. Creating content on TikTok over the last 6 months has literally changed my life, and that's all thanks to you guys. So I still am going to share these numbers with you every single month, and hopefully it inspires some of you to start creating content if that's something that you've been interested in, or to take one of your passions and turn it into a side hustle or a business. So here's how much I made. All of these numbers are pre-tax, so I'll have to set aside some for taxes. First sponsored post, I got paid for 3 campaigns this month for a total of $4,500. Second is user-generated content, or UGC. If you're unfamiliar, that's where I would create content for other brands to use on their TikTok pages. This month I brought in $2,155. And then third, from affiliate links, I brought in $1,186. In total this month, I made $7,841 on TikTok.
Now let's go into how much they actually pay Black content creators.
I did a brand deal one time, and this white kid did a brand deal one time, and he got paid 4 times as much as I got paid. And I didn't know, so I asked him, and he was like, "What? That's how much they paid you?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I remember we went to Coachella last year, and you see the white creators, and they're very like, you're drugged up, you're drunk, like you don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
This is not a job for you. Like you have so much opportunity that it doesn't matter what you do here at Coachella today. For us too, it does matter.
It does.
If I was drunk and disorderly here right now, I would not get another job. You know what I mean? So now I'm trying to act like I'm put together and as much as I want to drink what I like all that drink, I'm gonna relax myself.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get paid at the end of the day, and it's not like they're not getting paid like even 2,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds. That's all they're getting paid. That's all they're getting paid for every single content creator that I saw.
10K,
I'm
10K,
reading
10K.
Thank you.
5 figures,
Thank
5 figures,
you.
5 figures.
Yes, exactly.
It's crazy.
And like we're putting in the work. You took that ass took my idea. Like I talked to one white girl. She's a content creator. She has a lot more followers than I do, and she gets paid way more than I do. But she was like asking me questions about my makeup and how I do it, blase. And the next day does her makeup exactly like mine. Her video gets like 20 million views. And she's like, "This is how I do my eyeliner." And I was like, "Now if I punch you in the mouth, now if I just punch you,
Yeah.
huh?"
Are you
Anything about
and I
it.
should even tag you and say, "Oh, Insta."
No, she straight took she even explained the eyeliner the way that I do my eyeliner. She explained it on her own face and said, "This is how I do my eyeliner. I should beat you up."
This is how much money I made in my first month as a TikTok creator. Do not make the same mistake that I made and not read the requirements of what videos qualify for this program. I made huge mistakes. As you can see, only 1.4 qualified because I didn't read the requirements. And that's out of 12 million views, so please don't be an idiot. They cannot be a stitch or duet. I have a video at 5 million views. It was a stitch. I have another video that's almost at 1 million views. It was a stitch. So with the majority of my videos not even counting, I made almost $2,500. More than half of my videos didn't even count, and I still made $24.80. Okay, whatever. This is a 1-bedroom in LA with an in-unit washer and dryer. I am more than happy. I don't want to put salt in my own wound, but imagine if that 5 million view video counted. Or the few extra 1 million view videos. Just imagine. I just think that this is like such a great amount of money for something that I was doing for free. If I was in LA right now, I'd be going to Nobu with this money. So like I always say, take this serious, do the damn thing, you'll be fine.
How much do you make per month? Okay, you know that I hate hitting around the bush, right? Let's start by the TikTok platform itself. How much I'm making from TikTok platform. So I've been creating TikTok videos for the past 2 years. So this is the amount of money that I've made so far. Now, let's talk about the brand deals and sponsorships. On a bad month, I make about $4,000. And on a good month, I make about $9,000 to $10,000 per month.
Hey guys, so this video is specifically for Black influencers, Black content creators. So I'm an influencer, whatever the case may be, and I've been working with this big brand since September of last year. And the agreement was to, we can let you pick as many clothes as you want, just create content for it. Very easy. So in the beginning, of course, I'm like, yes, like free clothes, I would love to get that. But then the more you start creating content, like really good content, you start realizing like, you know what, I actually want to get paid. And then the tea is you find out that other influencers who are Caucasian are getting paid way more, have a lesser reach than you. So long story short, I asked the brand like, hey, I would like to get paid now. I think I've been creating really, really decent content for you guys. And I influence the girls. Like people always ask me what I'm wearing. I let them know like, oh, I'm wearing this, I'm wearing that. And their response was, oh, we don't have the budget. You don't have the budget? That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. And I'm just so over these brands trying to get over on just black creators in general. So yeah, I'm cutting ties with the brand. And then moving forward, if you don't want to pay me for the content, we don't need to do business. Period.
Okay, I feel like we need to talk more about how difficult it is to be like a black content creator influencer and not bringing up the topic of like race or racism. Because like I'll see so many like non-black or like non-POC, content creators, people of color, making like fun and light content because their content doesn't have to involve race. Because a lot of the times people are not being racist to them or like mentioning or disrespecting their race. So like they'll never really talk about it, and then their content, blows up. It's something light and airy people like. But a lot of the times being like black and a content creator on social media is so annoying because like you're always gonna experience racism. Like, I don't think I know like any like black creators that hasn't experienced racism on this app, because like it's super hard to make content in the world that always like bullies and is disrespectful to like black people and people of color, especially like darker skinned people of color. And that's also why it's hard to like blow up and be like likable from all sides on social media, because a lot of the times like content creators that are black, they'll always have like negative people in their comments saying something racist or disrespectful. And a lot of the times we don't even bring it up. Like even me, for example, like I'm kind of just chill on here. It's not like I do anything like big, but like I like to make like fun content now, like light and airy, like makeup videos, get ready with me, funny videos. And like I've tried not to like make my content like about race, because I also notice like when I talk about race or racism, I see a lot of like non-black people or white people unfollow me because like that's not something they want to like hear or see. And it's like it's fine. It's like that's not even what I want to talk about. I think people think like black people and people of color want to be talking about racism and race. Like we really don't. It's just that the world makes it about race for us. Like nothing, like no day in our life where like we won't feel like be conscious of our race. Even every little thing. And it's not even our fault. It's people that make it about race, not us. People are like, oh, why is everything about race? I'm like, it's like because the world is racist. Like they made it about race. I've literally seen so many like black content creators just making chill videos. Like this has happened to me too. Like we'll literally just be chilling, making like get ready with me, making fun videos, like things that are like fun and carefree. And like somebody has to be racist in the comments or say something problematic. And it's like now that black person, like especially me as a black person, I really can't ignore a lot of these racist like comments sometimes, because it's like that's not okay. That's not okay to say. I'll ignore it or like delete it or just like block people sometimes because I'm like I don't want to deal with it. But a lot of the times it's like people don't realize how much it like bothers black people. Like we never really talk about black people's mental health when it comes to like racism. So it's like now when you're addressing like a racist comment, now suddenly your page is about race. That's not what you're trying to do, because then it's like, oh, brands don't want to really associate it with like race-based content. Or now a lot of people are going to think you're attacking them or they're feeling guilty. Like TikTok will start like limiting your views. Like I was even getting a lot of views and having a lot of viral videos before like I started getting some like racist people in the comments. And then I was speaking on it and TikTok just started like limiting my views. Like it's really hard to like be like a black content creator or just even having fun on this app, because someone always has to like mention race. You literally be doing your hair. Like I've seen this a lot with black women. People be like, oh, your hair, oh, your skin, oh, this and this, something about a person of color just ruining the vibe. And it's tough out here because either way you lose. If you don't speak on it, it feels weird as a black person. If you do speak on it, it harms you in your content. Like it is so annoying and frustrating, really.
Micro content creators that I shared, some of them they're old, like 2022 when this lady started, and she said she was around for like 6 months and they paid her like almost 7k in June in 6 months of starting. Just also put in mind that some of these black content creators have been around for 2 years at least to even earn that money, to even come close to that money, to even build a portfolio. They've been around for 2 years, 5 years. For white people, they blow up. They don't get paid with clothes, they get paid with money. And they're also transparent, like I said, with their money. They show us how much they earn. They show us, in fact, they don't really show us, they show their white people that you can do this too and you can earn that. But what black people need to understand is that you will not earn the same way. You will not earn the same way because one, the system does not really build for you. It's not built for you. Okay, it's not made for you. It's made for them to enjoy. And we're gonna get reminded with how much they get paid, really. We're gonna get reminded with a lot of things that we black people of color are going to experience, because race, well, is part of our reality, and white people being white people, they don't really care, so they want what they want, and the market goes by that. So you'd hear black content creators say things like, well, they don't pay us nearly as much as they pay white creators. They don't have much penalties for white creators. Like they said, like they can get drunk, they can enjoy their lives, but black content creators, they cannot. Black content creators cannot even talk about the things that they experience. Race as a factor, even in order for you to keep the money in the bank, you have to not even talk about race. You're not supposed to even acknowledge that. You should be colorblind like them, basically. So I really enjoyed the series. I guess this is one of my most interesting series that I made. So it was fun for me to see, especially as an African content creator, knowing that the only content creator that started paying me this year is YouTube. It started paying me this year after 3 years, guys. 3 years of posting content. I don't know anyone who'd go as long as they did to be monetized on YouTube as I have. I have almost 600 videos that I posted, and I'm not gonna remove any of them. I just wanted to show you how I've been, but some of them I removed because I started my niche. My other niche I removed, it was about manifestation, and then I started another one. It was like compiling videos. That's the ones that's currently on right now, but I've been doing that for 2 years. And then the second part, the last part, was about me adding my face on it. That wasn't doing well. I had to find another alternative on how I'm gonna present myself, and I found it. I eventually found what works for me. I realized that my followers do not need an introduction. They wanted what they found in the clips. Like, don't introduce yourself, just continue as I was continuing. And for me to be able to figure this out was because I would post my content from TikTok on YouTube, and that was the acknowledgement that I started seeing change, that it would boost my following since December. And then my following started growing again, and I started having much time again. And then that's how I started being monetized this year, January, on the 14th. So I'm currently supposed to figure out the other stuff, but like, it's a process, you know. Like I said, it takes me 3 years. Took me 3 years. Some of them, it takes them even, you know, shorter periods. Even though people might say, well, other content creators, they monetize in short periods, but how many of us do we have that story? You know, how many of us do we get paid $10,000 every month on YouTube? Because if that was the case, then we would have been rich, all of us, you know. So all I'm trying to say is just to show you how rigged the system is, and it's very interesting to see. And I'm not necessarily blaming the people who are getting paid that much. You know, they are born how they are born, and I'm born the way that I am born. So it's really interesting to see, really interesting. I hope you enjoyed this, because I actually did.